Hello friends, my name is Kishan and welcome you in this video tutorial. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create our custom annotation in Java. So to save some time, I have already created a project and that I'm going to explain you. So here you can see in my Eclipse, I have created a project with name Java custom annotation example. And in this package arc.com.infotech.annotation, I have created a annotation, custom annotation. So here you can see I have created a custom annotation, and here custom annotations always begin with add interface keyword, and after that you can specify your custom annotation name. And here access modifier, either you can use default or public. Okay, so if you specify the default, then you will be able to access in the same package. If you'd like to access in the different package, then you will have to specify access modifier as public, right? uh, these things you will have to keep in mind. Now here I have annotated this annotation with add documented and add retention. So add documented, what I'm telling, so as already we have discussed in this previous video tutorial, right? Add documented means this job of this annotation is to maintain some documentation related stuff, right? So what is the developer name and what would be the expiry date, right? So even though developer do not have maintained documentation in source code, still we can have add documented annotation, right, which will support you to generate a documentation on the runtime using Java doc tool. So that's the add documented. The second annotation we have applied before our custom annotation is called retention, and retention policy we have chosen as runtime, saying that this will be written at the runtime. So that's the meaning of runtime. So you have a different retention policy like source, runtime, and one more is there, class, I think. So source, class, and runtime. So I have chosen a runtime. Now you need to declare some methods. You don't need to really define any method, so only you need to declare the methods. So here specifying public and abstract is optional. If even you remove these two keywords, that will work. So now here return type I have given a string, and name of the method as developer, and here specifying the default value is optional. If you do not specify a default value, then you will have to, when you use this annotation, then you will have to supply value for this. Else if you do not supply value for this, then default value will be taken. Now second method declaration I have given as that is a type of a string, and that is a expiry date. Guys, certain things you will have to keep in mind. Here my annotation is the annotation name is an identifier itself. So how we define the identifier in Java, all rules apply for this name as well, right? When you declare any methods within your custom annotation, then parameters should not be associated with the method declaration. You cannot pass some parameter to this. Okay, you cannot pass any parameter to this, and throws clause should not be used with the method declaration. You cannot declare throws clause with the method declaration. Parameter will not have null value but can have the default value. You cannot pass a null value, but you can have a default value, right? Now default value is again optional. Now return type of the method should be either primitive, enum, string, class name, or array of primitives, enum, string, or class name type. So these are the keywords basically you will have to keep in mind when you define your own custom annotation. Now how to use this annotation in source code? So I have a client program over here, and here you can see before the method declaration I have used this annotation, right? Before this method and how to use add my annotation, and here you can pass the developer name, right? So developer name, I have given the default name. If you do not pass, this is optional. If you do not pass, so then I'm passing over here John. So John will be overridden, right? Else default value will be taken. Now expiry date I'm passing as a string again. Same annotation I have used before. The another method is called my method 2. So both annotation I have used before, the method 1 and method 2, right? Now in main method I'm printing something saying that welcome to annotation world. Now I have used reflection to, so here I have instantiated this class. Now I'm telling get class and calling a get method, and there I'm passing this method. Guys, one thing you will have to keep in mind when you use reflection, then this method must be a public. If you do not apply public, if you keep as a default or private or protected access modifier, then this is gonna throw you an error. So this must be a public API, then only you can load through reflection. Now I got the method, right? And method I am telling get annotation. So basically we want to get the annotation information. Now here I am passing my annotation name, my annotation dot class, and this gives us the annotation reference, which is the my annotation reference. And in this way we can access the developer. So here these two value you can access over here, right? And that's the way to basically define the custom annotations. So here I have defined a custom annotations which is multi-value, right? This annotation accepts the multi-value, but as we discussed earlier, we can have three types of annotation: single marker annotation, single value annotation, as well as multi-value annotations. If I remove one of the value, this value, then there will be a single value annotations, right? Another annotation you can define something like this, that is a marker. So if you go to the, if you right click on the package, go to the new, then you have already option annotation, right? Add annotation. So here you can choose and you can give my annotation, and let's say 2, right? Now we have created our own annotations, and here we can document like target, and target we will have to specify the value, and what are the expected value you can specify over here. Here you can use element type. There you have option to supply multiple values. So element type, you can have where you want to basically apply this annotation. So here I'm going to select a method, and comma separated you can select multiple target type. Now second thing, I'm going to specify retention. So retention policy I'm going to choose. So here you can specify the retention policy. Either you can specify class. So if you choose the class, then this annotation information will be available in the .class file. Runtime means compile time, this is going to ignore. This will be enforced at the runtime. And source means that will be available in the source. Compiler is gonna ignore those things. So I have chosen the source, and that's all. And this is your marker annotation, right? We are done. And these annotations we can apply before any method. So here we have multiple methods. So here if I go, and here easily I can use add my annotation 2, and there is no any error, right? Easily we can define marker annotations, something like this, right? So that's all I wanted to show you in this video tutorial, guys. Before wrap up this video, one thing I would like to tell you guys. So defining our custom annotation is usually we do not do in the normal scenario. When you look into the existing framework like Hibernate, Spring, Struts, and there are many more frameworks in Java J2 world. Basically this framework defines a lot of annotations, these frameworks basically provides a lot of predefined annotations, right? To understand, I think to understand existing annotations in this framework, I think you should do some experiment how to create our own custom annotations. Then you will have clear understanding about the annotations, and you can easily use those pre-existing annotations. But in real scenario, until unless you do not create our own custom framework, and if you are not doing some kind of high level R&D kind of work, then in normal scenario usually we do not define our own custom annotations, right? So if you create our own framework, then definitely you need to create a custom annotations. Until unless you do not work on the creating our own custom annotations, you don't really need to create our own custom annotations. But for to clear understanding how existing annotations works, predefined annotations work, I think I will recommend you to do some R&D as well. Okay, so that's all I have in this video tutorial. So guys, this is the last video for Java 1.5 or JDK 1.5 or Java 5. So that's all we wanted to cover in Java 1. JDK 1.5 or Java 5. In next video tutorial I'll come up with something new. So thanks for watching this video and see you next video tutorial.